Hello, and thank you for watching this presentation on career and technical education. CTE is one of the many educational acronyms that exists, and it stands for Career and Technical Education. Throughout this presentation, I hope to provide you with a brief overview of CTE, share some of the resources that are available for CTE programs, and showcase some of the wonderful opportunities that we are able to provide students within the Lewis Palmer School District. CTE is a relatively new acronym in education, but the ideology behind it has been around for well over a decade. Formerly known as vocational education, I imagine that if we were all in the same physical location and could take an informal survey through the showing of hands, several of us in the room have sat in a classroom similar to what is seen on the screen in front of you. The picture on the left is a traditional wood shop, and on the right is what you might find in one of our woodworking or construction classes today. In both learning environments, the CTE programs of today or the vocational programs of the past, students engage in relevant educational activities that expose them to skill-based, hands-on learning that have the potential to shape their future aspirations. This is the definition of CTE from the Colorado Community College System, who oversees CTE programming. Specific terms such as quality educational programs, core academic content, post-secondary and workforce readiness, technical skills, and education or employment have been emphasized as they are all central pillars of CTE. Personally, my favorite word on the screen is the word "or", as we are proud to provide opportunities for students with a destination of the workforce as well as college. CTE has been around for well over a century and through time has been reinforced with structures to expand from courses that are available in high school to robust programs that are available beginning in the middle school years. Career and technical education programs undergo an initial approval process and then regular renewals in which various elements, known as assurances, are emphasized. I will briefly review these assurances now to provide a glimpse of the depth in which CTE programs operate. Access is our commitment to assure that all students are welcome to participate in our CTE programming with special attention given to those in non-traditional fields. An example of this would be assuring that we have female students in our construction and engineering program and male students in our journalism program. We recognize that the learning environment is positively impacted by a diverse student population with a variety of perspectives. Advisory committees are intentional relationships with business and industry partners in which we can learn relevant best practices and assure that we are providing educational experiences that will translate to the workforce. Shameless plug. If anyone would like to participate in our CTE advisory committees for your industry, please contact me directly. Articulation is a set of agreements that we have with institutions of higher education for students to earn college credit through the completion of eligible courses. For example, many of our engineering courses are articulated with the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs for students to earn college credit through their dual enrollment program. Credentials refers to the additional licensure certifications that teachers need in order to teach CTE courses. For most pathways, this includes both educational and occupational experience in the field. CTSO is another educational acronym which stands for Career Technical Student Organization and is an element of the pathway that students can opt into for leadership opportunities. An example of CTSOs within the Lewis Palmer School District include DECA, FBLA, and HOSA. Facilities and safety are program-specific criteria that are in place to assure that the classroom spaces that are utilized by each program are safe and optimally functional. A program of study is intentional course sequencing that continuously builds upon previously learned content and expands the learning of a student as they progress through the pathway, with opportunities that exist beyond high school. And last but not least is work-based learning. This addresses the delivery of sustained, meaningful interactions with industry or community professionals that foster in-depth, first-hand engagement with the tasks required in a given field. This could include workplace tours, job shadows, school-based enterprises, internships, and apprenticeships. The shameless plug that was mentioned to elicit advisory interest applies here as well. If anyone is interested in sponsoring work-based learning opportunities at their place of employment, please reach out to me. Once all of the assurances are in order, we are able to apply for two distinct funding streams that are available to prop up our programming. CTA stands for Career and Technical Act, and is a state resource in which we are able to apply for reimbursement of certain CTE-related expenses. And Perkins is a federal grant program that is intended to support the pursuit of new, relevant elements of programming as supported by industry. This slide displays the CTA reimbursement over the past 4 years, both in a table and bar graph, which illustrates its growth over time. These funds are then regenerated into the programs for further sustainability. This slide displays the financial support that projects have received through Perkins over the past 4 years. Some examples of items that we have been able to purchase include a CNC router for the engineering program, Oculus virtual reality for our information technology program, and we are currently in the process of installing a t-shirt press for the business program at Palmer Ridge with hopes of starting a t-shirt enterprise. Colorado is divided into several economic and geographic regions, which largely inform the CTE programming that will be approved in the school systems. As the CTE coordinator, I must demonstrate that our programming feeds into the local occupations that are high skill, high demand, and high wage by participating in something called a local needs assessment every 4 years. Given the Colorado career clusters and the talent pipeline findings, our region has the greatest need in the areas in which are accentuated with a yellow star. Within these 4 clusters, our region has identified that the top 5 occupations in the area are healthcare, skilled trades, manufacturing, business, and cybersecurity. Given what was learned on the previous slide, here's how that translates to the programming we are offering in Lewis-Palmer School District. You will see that both high schools offer business and marketing and programs within the STEM pathway, which even extends to the middle school. Lewis-Palmer High School offers biomedical sciences and construction programming, which is accessible to students in both high schools. We intend to submit a program approval for ACE, which stands for Alternative Cooperative Education, and specifically serves students in special populations. The engineering program at the middle school is rich in opportunities for students to design, create, model, and explore. From learning how to code, animate, draft, and program using technology, to constructing their creations with a combination of materials that were both made with power tools in the woodshop and accentuated with items from the 3D printer, students in the middle school program are exposed to many facets of engineering. Then, when they enter the engineering program at the high schools, they're able to apply what they learned and in some ways expand upon it through the creation of designs that are more intricate and in some cases more sturdy. These courses utilize the Project Lead the Way curriculum, where they explore a broad range of engineering topics, applying math, science, engineering standards to hands-on projects. As Mr. Dahl from Palmer Ridge once exclaimed, "We make stuff to break stuff," meaning that they engineer bridges and boats with architectural principles and then apply complicating factors such as wind, water, or weight until it actually breaks. They then study where the break occurred to better understand how the design could be improved upon to add stability and strength. The image at the top in the center was previously secured through Perkins funding and can garner wind speeds of up to 145 miles per hour. Students from both Lewis-Palmer and Palmer Ridge have the opportunity to learn general principles and techniques for effectively communicating ideas and information and packaging products in digital and other formats to business and consumer audiences through the multimedia programming available to them. Through an in-depth experience in the Microsoft Office suite and Adobe Acrobat Creative Cloud, they work, learn, collaborate, connect, and create. At Palmer Ridge High School, the multimedia pathway also encompasses their Ridgeline production, where students deliver news broadcasts from within their studio through the utilization of state-of-the-art technology. Information technology programming exists at both high schools as well and provides students with the opportunity to learn a variety of programming languages, including Java, Snap, Python, and HTML. Students expand upon their learning by creating their own websites and developing web-based games through applied coding principles. In addition to coding, Palmer Ridge launched a cybersecurity program this year where students are exposed to a variety of cybersecurity environments in virtual labs. Through the Project Lead the Way curriculum, students in cybersecurity establish an ethical code of conduct while learning to defend data in today's complex cyber world. The business and marketing pathways at both high schools teach employability skills needed for careers in accounting, finance, and/or marketing. They're taught basic accounting procedures, financial literacy, marketing, management, and entrepreneurship concepts. Students in the Management and Entrepreneurship class complete a thorough business plan project in which they design their own retail or service company. There have been numerous state and national qualifiers in both DECA and FBLA in this year and in years in the past. The Biomedical Sciences program at Lewis Palmer High School allows for students to explore the vast possibilities that the medical sciences can bring. Their knowledge expands from learning about human body systems and how they work together in the first year to analyzing a simulated crime scene complete with fingerprints and pathology. Students within the Biomedical Sciences program participate in HOSA, which stands for Health Occupations Students of America, and have run several successful fundraising campaigns for causes such as cystic fibrosis. They've also placed in the top 10 in several of the competitions held nationally in events such as pharmacology, medical reading, epidemiology, and public service. This was our first year of offering a CTE construction program that is housed at Lewis Palmer High School. We are in partnership with the Home Builders Association and Careers in Construction Colorado, where we have received access to the Home Builders Institute curriculum and several additional resources that have really benefited our students. In these classes, students learn building trades and safety, construction methodology, tools and construction materials, and preparation for the workforce. Under the leadership of Mr. Andy Vries, these classes have built and sold several greenhouses to our community members, built picnic tables for O'Malley's, and are in the process of creating a donation-based mobile putt-putt golf course. Throughout the years, and with the additions and enhancements surrounding CTE in Lewis Palmer School District, the numbers of students we have served has increased as well, as you can see on this particular graph. The dip in the data that is seen within the 2019-2020 school year is a result of legislative changes that modified how students are calculated and is not necessarily an indication of declining enrollment. You will see proportionately which programs serve more students and the gender breakdown found within each offering. This data is typically captured at the end of the school year, so we will certainly update these graphs as that information becomes available to us. There are several factors that determine our CTE capacity, including our staffing, student interest, and space. We are aware that in certain programs, the student interest will exceed our capacity, and we will need to develop strategies to accommodate for that reality soon. The reality of student interest exceeding our program offerings is not unfamiliar to us, and we are proud to partner with local area organizations to provide robust CTE offerings beyond our scope. Current 11th and 12th graders have the opportunity to participate in instruction at the International Salon and Spa Academy for their cosmetology program, or through one of the Career Start programming opportunities listed on the screen in front of you now through Pikes Peak Community College. Students who are accepted into either of these programs are provided with transportation through Lewis Palmer School District and spend approximately 75% of each school day learning at these campuses and then return to our high schools for the last period of the day. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. On the screen in front of you now is my contact information, as well as some helpful links that may provide some more information for you. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to reach out with one of my shameless plugs, either to join on an advisory committee or to offer work-based learning for your place of employment, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much and have a great day.